YouTube. Good evening, everybody. This is Michael Lott, and it is October 14th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll wait just a couple of minutes, or about a minute, and just kind of see if anyone joins me tonight live. Definitely invite you to post. If you're on Instagram, I can see you if you're watching, but I'd love to hear a shout out. Or if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you'll have to post, and I'll be able to know that you're there. So last week, I guess it was maybe 2 weeks ago, it's been a little while since I've my aim is always to do these once a week, but sometimes life, and especially this year, gets kind of in the way. And last week was a pretty intense one, which kind of, for me anyways, and kind of dovetails into our topic. So 2 weeks ago, I think, was the last one, and I talked about letting go, which was, and some different kind of perspectives on letting go that we don't always think about. And today, we're in the middle of October already, and this year of 2020, getting ready for the United States anyway, our presidential election, which is creating a lot of stirring in the energetics of the world, because the United States is an important country, it seems like, everywhere, or at least watched. Let's just say that, at least a watched country. So as we enter this month of October, which is, in astrology, it's the sign of Libra, which you'll normally see that symbolized as the scales. I really just, I don't know, it's jumped out at me to talk about that a little bit, because I see this really clear relationship to what's going on right now, and the importance of this concept of balancing the scales. So let's kind of dive in. If anyone's watching, just post and I will shout out. I'd love to hear from you now, or when you watch this later, or if you watch it down the road. So this particular time this week, seems like every time I do these, there's some either full moon lately or the new moon. So this week, Friday, is our new moon. So it's a particularly auspicious time to kind of reset our creative monthly cycle and just kind of relax a little bit. Kind of get a zero out, check in, which is what we're going to talk about with the balancing the scales. And this whole idea to me is so important because, wow, here we are. We have a new moon. It's a good time. We have the sun is in Libra, and the new moon, so as we go into this Friday, is also in the sign of Libra. So it's like bringing a lot of this energy of balancing the scales. So the sun outside, the moon inside, the inner and outer worlds, this kind of space and time to do that. And then on top of that, this week, for those of you that kind of follow this astrology, or maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't, or maybe some little nugget kind of resonates for you about it, what I'm saying. We went into this Mercury retrograde the other day, and I think it actually, we kind of roll in last week slowly, and Mercury is the planet of communication, so it kind of symbolizes that inner communication, that inside, how are we communicating with our soul and different aspects of ourselves. And so it's in the sign of Scorpio, which is super deep sign. It really goes deep into our psyches to find out where we hold trauma and pain, and the duality of pain and pleasure and all of these kind of things. So this is just a real powerful window for this whole year's been. And if you look at the astrology, it's just like, holy crap, Ola, y'all. That what you see every going on and what you're experiencing is just kind of like this manifestation of all of that. So, but I think looking at this can kind of help us hone in where we're exploring in our life and how to get consciously behind and use the energies of the now to for our highest and best good. Because retrogrades, and there's not just Mercury in retrograde, we've got like 4 planets that are in really powerful ways of shining a light inwardly at different aspects of ourselves. So it is a great time to utilize the universe shining a light on a part of you to help you transform. So how can you use this? Like, the scale, that balancing scale, that symbol of that, you can kind of think of it too. I like to think of it as polarities. Like if it's out of balance, kind of what's really strong right now, what's really, really weak. And is that supporting us or is it not supporting us? If we're out of balance or the scale is tipping big time to one side in our life, usually our emotions are the trigger. If we're not too overloaded in our life with emotions, we're not too clogged up, you can sense, oh, this doesn't feel good right now. I'm getting overloaded, out of balance. And then noticing that, you can kind of come back in. But I've been around various folks, and I know this past couple of weeks have been a lot on my plate, and going very deep. I'm in a program, it's called Emotional Liberation, that I've been desiring to really understand and utilize how the emotions, the human emotions, are not some crazy thing. They're an instinct, and society has taught us how to kind of not listen to that stuff or say that it's bad. And I really wanted to understand, this year's been amazing, but we've been working on some really intense ones lately of diving in there and mining for myself some of the deeply held trauma that I wasn't aware of. Not consciously, I've kind of kept getting these cycles of one of them being guilt and one of them just being not feeling loved in a certain way from my parents. They did the best they could, but they couldn't love me the way that I needed to be loved. They would love the way that they thought they were supposed to love. And I think that happens a lot. And in doing that, so I've found that I experienced some abandonment in my psyche around certain situations. So I've been diving into that, and it's been really, really powerful to utilize these doors opening to, it's like going into your brain and psyche and doing psychic surgery is what it feels like to me when I've been in this process all year long, really deeply, consciously. So back to the balancing of the scales, I've been using this a lot, this window, so I can really affirm to you how awesome it is to just take a look at what feels a little bit out of balance. Have you been working nonstop? Or have you not been doing anything and you feel kind of like, I just don't feel like I have any purpose right now? Well, there's kind of one thing. So what could you do to kind of balance that out? Or are you helping everybody, and then leaving yourself hanging high and dry over here? Well, that's one way you can look at. There's kind of two big polarities operating. How can you kind of bring that into balance? Maybe you're feeling just not super creative or not any inspiration at all right now. Well, maybe there's something you can do to trigger that a little bit. It's kind of, oh, I just feel I don't have anything to give or no inspiration. Well, sometimes play or getting out in nature or getting with some of your special people in your life can spark a little fun and creativity. I know it does for me. And where are maybe, your career or job is just not resonating to you at all, and you have no desire to really be in that path anymore. So here you go. Here's like this other balance. So how can you bring your inspiration or allow yourself to find what really excites you right now? Well, sometimes to balance that, we gotta do something different. So in those run mental, emotional, physical, relationships, finances, work, passion, like it's so many different layers that these scales. And what is our relationship to our whatever that is? Because this kind of Libra energy is a lot about relationship, creating a relay with things and dialoguing with it, and expressing and really exploring what these things are, so you can really use it. It's an airy energy that can help you, spontaneous kind of energy that can help you look at these things and go into these little darker places that are opening. Everybody's may look so different, but it's a good time. So without speaking too much about that, because I think I covered a good amount of little information nuggets that may give you some thoughts about how to do that. We're gonna kind of go into a guided meditation where we're going to explore those same things, but in a way where you can kind of rest down, settle down into that meditative space where you feel a little more safe to connect to your soul and get some answers for you right now. So I invite you to find a nice comfortable seat, laying on the floor. If you're listening to this at some point and you can be outside, that's a great place. Laying on the grass or just sitting under a tree or against a tree. So I'm going to do just somewhere between 5 to 8 breaths, slow and deep, and just kind of count down. I can invite you to we're going to sometimes breathe through the inhaling through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and then the last couple of breaths we're going to stick to the nose breath. I'll just kind of lead you. It's going to help you activate your intuitive space. So getting comfortable. And inviting you to just close your eyes and go inward. Just going to scan the body a little bit. Just notice if there's any tension in the body and just take a little breath. And breathe into that tension. And exhale, let it go. And I'm going to count to 3 or 4 as we begin together, inhaling through the nose to the count of 1, 2, 3, Exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Letting yourself with each breath just sink a little deeper into your body. Inhaling through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sinking just a little deeper, letting go. Inhaling through the nose to the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling through the nose this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Full breaths, belly, chest, upper collarbone. Nice and slow and gentle though. Inhaling to the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Allowing yourself just to relax even deeper. 2 more times. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time, even deeper. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just totally relaxing, letting your breath now go in its own pace. Feeling relaxed from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of your toes. And inviting you just to open up to that intuitive space where you can feel from the inside out. Just imagine that you had a garden that was the garden of your life, that when you step into this space in your mind and your subtle body, that it just totally relaxes you. You feel safe. The smells generate peace and safety. The colors, the temperature. Maybe you're sitting in a garden or laying on the grass surrounded by all of your favorite soul inspiring nature elements. Take a moment to smell what's in your sacred garden, in your mind's eye, in your subtle body, your subtle senses. Smell the smells. Feel the sensations on your skin, the temperature. What do you see? What colors are around you? And how do they make you feel? Maybe there's a color in your sacred garden that you noticed that may be a color that's not in your everyday world that really calls to you. Or maybe a smell, a plant, an animal, a scene, an element, water, the sky, air, fresh air, that your life your body, your senses, your soul really desires right now some of this. Maybe even notice that you have angels, or notice your higher self, a subtle essence of you that's there, that's really clear, that can answer all your questions that you need right now and help you find some solutions and just help you settle in the perfect being that you are, which is the you that's beyond time and space, that inhabits that physical body just for a fraction of physical time. This little sacred garden that you're in is a place that you can ponder and reflect on your experience that is going on in your human life right now. This is just allowing this energy to clear and make your mental and that connection with your soul so clear that you can relate a lot better as you reflect in how your life is going right now. So just taking a moment to just kind of reflect on how your home space feels when you walk into your house, your living quarters. How does it feel in comparison to the sacred garden? Does it kind of take you out of that peacefulness of the garden and make you feel a little diseasy in some way, or anxious? Or does it feel calm and just as peaceful as your garden? And is it all of your home, or is it an area like your bedroom or office or living area or kitchen that might feel off? So just taking this time just to be honest with yourself in this space that's completely non-judgmental, that just holds you in love and just wants you to see what may be a little bit out of balance right now, so that you can make a choice and see your options to help you bring that back into balance. So what can you do, listening to that higher self, your angels, your inner guidance, to make your home a little more in balance for you right now, or a space in your home? Can you do it yourself, or do you need some help? Is there someone that could help you do this? Just notice and honor that information in your heart. So, and what is one simple next step that you can take to bring this balance, start the process of bringing this back into balance for right now? Because life is always changing, but for right now, what do you need? And what step can you take? And just gently honoring that message and noting it as putting it ready to write down later when you come out of this meditation. Let's gently just kind of adjust we'll let go of the home and just open up our relationship environment. Friends, family, partners, colleagues. In reference to your beautiful sacred garden, how does this topic of relationship feel to you? Does it feel yummy and warm and peaceful and exciting? Maybe like your garden does? Or does it feel stressful and anxious and maybe different kind of emotions? And if so, what kind of emotions come up for you? Just noticing. Just embracing in this space of loving acceptance so that we can be honest with ourselves and yourself right now. Listening to your soul, your intuition. And is there a particular person that just the relay with that person just seems a little out of balance or significantly? And what could you do? Is there something as you connect with your soul and listen, your higher self, your guidance team that can help you create a shift? Maybe it's just sharing something with this person that's true for you from your experience. Maybe there's a boundary that's been violated and you've not quite known how to communicate it or not comfortable. Could you just take a moment and just honor that, if that's true? Or maybe you've been in this relationship and it's a partnership and you felt the need to take another step deeper into it but have been afraid, or maybe everything's going great. Just notice what's out of balance and ask yourself, what is one simple thing that I can do to create more harmonious and balance in this situation or my relationship area of my life? And note that answer. That's that simple one action step that you can take. And when we're done, you can write it down. Let's just take a moment, letting go of the relationship area, letting go of the home area, and just kind of re-centering back into your sacred garden where everything's peaceful and clear. Reconnecting with your senses in that space. There we go. Just letting yourself just come back into this beautiful, just clear connection with your essence. And then let's check in with your work environment or job. And how does that feel in relationship to your sacred garden? Does it feel all right? Does it feel stressful? Just notice and allow yourself to feel and explore how it feels and being honest with yourself. Until we're honest with our true self, we can't make any adjustments. The universe will always help us make those adjustments, but we have to allow ourselves to see them and love ourselves. In this sacred garden, you can feel that love, that peace, that acceptance, that embrace from your soul. So what is one thing that just seems out of balance in your work and career environment? Maybe it's getting some special training. You feel like you need some help to grow. Whatever it is. Just letting yourself honor that, and what is one simple step that you can connect to right now, that you can act on to get this ball rolling, to help you bring balance back. And just letting that whole work environment, that experience go, coming back into the just pure essence of your sacred garden. Feeling all of that release and relax. Smelling the smells, hearing the sounds in your special place within you. And finally, we're going to gently roll into our connecting with our body and our mind. And when we mention the body and the mental, they work together, or sometimes they're not working together. There's a disconnect. How does that feel? Does it take you away from your peaceful garden when you can tune into those? Is anything out of balance? Is your body suggesting through the way it feels that maybe there's something that could help you bring back balance? Maybe it's diet or movement, some quiet time, or maybe everything just feels that it's just fine and relaxed. Is there one thing that you can do to help bring whatever it is for you back into balance right now? Don't forget, sometimes we need to allow, as there some help? Do you need help? Do you need to maybe check in with a practitioner of some kind to help you with this situation? Just let yourself be honest about it. Or is it something maybe just spending a little bit more time outdoors for clearing your mind? Maybe your body actually just needs to feel love, be around friends. Just notice, honor that information that comes to you. And what is one thing that you can do and take action over this next day, week, whatever it is that can support your body and mental self to come back into a balance that's good for you right now. And just letting that idea of your body and your mind just kind of fade back into your sacred garden. Just honoring that stillness and those inner senses again. Just recalling those 4 areas and actions that you may have received a specific step. Maybe they're different, maybe they all actually align in the same area. Whatever that may look like for you. Just gently allowing yourself to come back to your conscious breath, bringing those clear actionable steps, and thanking yourself and for taking this time to actually slow down enough to receive those clear answers. Whatever came up is what you need right now. Even if it's one thing out of all 4 areas. Wishing you so much love, sending you so much love, feeling that love in that space that we were in together, filled with love, soul. No matter what's going on, we're always going to have all kinds of different feelings and emotions. It's part of being human, but there's a peacefulness inside that transcends all time and space. And this was your time to go there, connect with it, and bring back its wisdom. Hey, Cedrica, good to see you. I just saw your post here at the end, so if you haven't listened, feel free to go back and go through the little talk and meditation at your own convenience. Lots of love, you all. Please take care of yourself at this incredible time on the planet, honoring you and what you need. And from there, it's going to bless more people when we are honoring what we need and taking the time to really check in. We will hopefully see you next week. If not, it'll be real soon. Just just kind of following my inspiration for sharing right now. And look forward to seeing you again very soon. Lots of love.